and all the support that this I3 initiative has got. So I'm really briefly going to talk about QC, QA and results monitoring. It's quite a personal perspective, but I'm hoping that it'll stimulate some questions for the panel. So QC, I'm sure we're all aware, it's required, it's absolutely essential, and it's there really to ensure that each element of our IVF laboratories are functioning correctly. Where I work, Care Fertility, we use a great app, Reflections. So all of our QC data, we manually input into this, our app. So completely paperless. It allows us to set limits and consider the ranges, look at trends, and monitor all the actions, preventative actions. So this is just an example from an incubator oxygen fluctuation and detail chart. So we've set the limits that we require, we enter the value every day, and then we can look and see what's been happening, spot trends. We just move on to QA, quality assurance, equally as important, a comprehensive program to look at the whole process of IVF. It helps us identify any issues with a view to correcting them. This chart here is just an example of internal quality assurance that we undertake with time-lapse annotation. So you can imagine it's very important when you're using algorithms for embryo selection to make sure that all embryologists are annotating similarly. So this is a plot of 7 different embryologists. They're annotating exactly the same video. We do this on at regular intervals, and we set ratings to show whether we've got an embryologist not conforming to what we'd expect them to if they are sitting outside our limits, which in this case they are. We're looking for an intercorrelation coefficient of greater than 8, which tells us that they are closely annotating in the same way, and most importantly that the variables that we're looking for in our algorithms are consistently annotated. External quality assurance, so the World Health Organization describes this as a system of objectively checking lab results by means of an external agency. Also very important. The main objective of external QA is to establish inter-laboratory comparisons, comparability. In the UK, we have the NEQAS andrology scheme. It's a good example of external quality assurance. So 4 times a year we'll receive these samples, and this service is available around the world. And we're looking at sperm density, motility and morphology. And again, all of our embryologists get involved in this, and we can compare as well across our clinics. So intra and inter and external to Care Fertility. Finally, a few words on results monitoring and KPI. And this again is a huge topic, so many considerations, but very important that we make them. Some examples are the frequency of results monitoring, how many procedures should we be looking at? We can't just look at a single one, should it be hundreds? Lots of questions which I hope we can talk about later. Which key performance indicators should we use? We know they must be objective, they must be relevant. We need to set benchmark competency levels, but also I think it's important to set aspirational targets. And the way to do this as well is to collaborate to understand what other people are achieving and how you can continue to raise the bar. And we need to set limits so that we can trigger when an investigation is required. So I've just put a table of some of the values that we use at Care Fertility. We have green, it's an aspirational target. Purple, we set, and this you can compare with your own, but purple we say it's world class, this is where we really want to be, but green is great. Amber, we keep an eye on this, and red, we need to take some action. Unfortunately, we have the Vienna Consensus, which sets some recommendations for minimum performance, so competency, and also for benchmark. And altogether, there are 19 indicators described in that excellent consensus paper, 12 key performance indicators, 5 performance indicators, and 2 reference indicators. So I think that's all from me for now, but I'll come back to you later on.
Great, thanks so much.